Hey man, since the last video went crazy, might as well run it back. So in fiction, superpowers are a very common theme in most stories, and to be honest, all of them are kinda ass, but a good amount of them are actually pretty useful in real life. Firstly, we gotta go to the DC universe and explore the Green Lantern ring. Now I know this isn't technically a power, but rather an object, but shit, if I had one, I'm calling it a power too. Anyways, the Green Lantern ring was created by the Guardians of Oa as a means to protect the universe from any villain that wants to do evil. Hence why the Green Lanterns are kinda like space cops whenever you see them in shows or movies. With the Green Lantern ring, you can quite literally create any construct you can imagine. When used by his Green Lantern wielders, is typically used to make damn near any weapon you could think of. At its basic, this can be used to fly, repair a body, absorb energy, and create force fields. The Lantern ring runs on an emotion it represents, willpower. So as long as you have enough drive and will to create what you desire, then yeah, it can be made. To be honest, its uses in real life are practically endless. First, if you were to copy and translate the ring's construct creation in real life, you'd be an instant billionaire. You can make 3D print and be lifelike, and we could be able to 3D print anything theoretical into existence. In the virtual reality aspect, the constructs created could become so authentic that no one will be able to distinguish real life from what we see on the screen. Another aspect, or one of the most common aspects it could be used for, is fighting wise. Cause Brody, no one is going to fuck with you if you can quite literally bring anything in your mind to life. Even the amount of weapons you can manifest could be endless. Jumbo-sized boxing gloves, nuclear war bombs, and all the rest, bro. So overall, this is a power I for sure need in real life. Next power we gotta mention is the heavenly restriction from the anime Jujutsu Kaisen. So in the world of JJK, people are born with the ability to manipulate cursed energy. Cursed energy being the manifestation of the negative emotions made by humans. A heavenly restriction, however, is when either one's physical body at birth is given up for an insane amount of cursed energy, or vice versa, where all of one's cursed energy is given up for a superhuman body. In the case I'll be making today, we'll use the example of Toji Fushiguro, where all of one's cursed energy is given in exchange for a superhuman body. So with this heavenly restriction, you're essentially Captain America, being able to do everything physical at a level where it's not even believable that you're human. Things consisting of superhuman stamina, speed, strength, and agility. In the real world sense, you could really be D1 in every sport you want to try, as realistically, no one can stop you. In my personal opinion, I feel as though this ability would really shine in combat sports, as being physically gifted plus knowing how to fight would be a lethal combination. And the off chance you were somehow drafted to the military somehow, some way, no one in the battlefield could shoot you if you just speed blitz them. Now, in conclusion of this, I can say this ability won't change your life drastically, but will for sure make things a lot more easier. Another ability we need to talk about is Atom Eve's powers from the Amazon Prime original show Invincible. So Atom Eve has the ability to manipulate all matter, and being that everything is matter, she can quite literally do anything. Firstly, Eve can rearrange matter, being able to change or turn another thing into something equivalent. For example, turning a spoon into a knife with the same mass. But an extension of this ability gives her the ability to just straight up create new things from scratch. This is how she's able to make these weaponized constructs. Lastly, as it encompasses being able to manipulate matter, Eve can manipulate human beings as well, as humans are, as I said, another form of matter. With this, Eve can heal wounds or even bring someone's physical health back to their prime. Now in translation to the real world, there's either two ways you can go with this power. Either one, become a billionaire, or become a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Pick your poison, really. As on one hand, being able to heal others just gives you the ability to become a top class doctor, as hypothetically you can heal anybody since you can manipulate all pieces of matter, making cures for cancer and any other uncured disease out there. And on the other hand, being able to transmutate substances means you can create any resource you could want, be able to make gold and sell it, or be able to create oil in places where they've been sucked dry. Pause. But you get what I mean though. On your third most optional choice, you can really become this country's military. You can speed up their process to manufacture any type of weapon being created, or could disassemble entire battlefield's guns at any moment. So realistically, this is probably the best and most valuable power on this list. Next up, we got the Uchiha Clan Sharingan from the anime Naruto. I know that in real life that people aren't going to have chakra or anything, but in this hypothetical, we'll say the Sharingan also gave us the ability of chakra. Besides that though, the Sharingan had multiple stages that gave a person diverse abilities for each stage unlocked, but it has some basic abilities at that. One being enhanced perception. With enhanced perception, you can see attacks in slow motion and adjust yourself accordingly. So in real life, you naturally have the advantage in practically every fight, no matter the size of the person you're fighting. The other of its basic powers is its Genjutsu abilities. A Genjutsu puts someone in a hypnotic state the moment they look at you in your eyes. With this ability, you can put anyone in a trance, whilst in their mind it might still be fighting. But once you unlock the Eye's next stage, the Mangekyo Sharingan, you gain two new abilities of the Susanoo and the Amaterasu. The Susanoo gives the ability to create a giant humanoid-like figure comprised of chakra. etc. You can then control the Susanoo from inside its head and both attack and defend, whilst Amaterasu gives the user the ability to control a black flame that stays lit until the user wants it to vanish. Now, to be fair, I do believe being able to create a giant humanoid figure and a flame that never burns is kind of excessive for the real world, but overall this is still a great power. Another power, or in this case species, we have to talk about are the Kryptonians. So Kryptonians are quite popular in the DC universe, with popular heroes like Superman, Superboy, and Supergirl all being notable ones. Kryptonians come from the exploded planet Krypton, and their cells absorb yellow sun energy a bit differently than humans, gaining them an arsenal of powers such as flight, super strength, super speed, E-Vision, cold breath, invulnerability, super hearing, and a healing factor. With all these abilities, being a Kryptonian can lead you down to success in multiple paths. With super strength and speed, one can become a top level athlete in the world and in any sport of their choice really. Plus, due to super speed, your body can compute information way faster than any human, giving you the chance to be one of the smartest in every class you walk into. With the power of invulnerability, you can quite literally resist anything, including gunshots, extreme weather, or temperatures that will freeze or melt the typical human. With the ability to fly, you'll never be late to anything again, and if you want, you could really become a real life hero, being able to rescue people from high places or fires. Lastly, your heat vision can help in construction as well as cut down through all metals, or even be able to weld alloys with your bare hands after getting hot enough to a certain temperature. So in a hypothetical you were to have Kryptonian powers, you quite literally can do anything you want. Another power we have to mention is Andy's undead ability from the anime Undead Unluck. Andy's undead ability leaves him unable to die to anything, and in my opinion he uses his immortal powers the best out of everyone in fiction. Firstly, I want to say there's factual proof from the author of the manga that whenever Andy's body gets cut off in some sort of way, he feels no pain as a side effect of the undead ability, meaning that when you are hurt drastically you won't feel any pain either. Anyways, Andy's undead ability can be used in so many ways. His most common way of using his powers is to use blood propulsion from slashing himself to fly around. Through this blood propulsion technique, Andy can make a lot of different sub-abilities. For example, cutting off sections of his fingers and firing them off as bullets, or using his blood to propel the unsheathing of his blade to cut down his enemy. But when Andy takes out that glass shard and enters Victor mode, his sub-ability list grows even longer, with Victor being able to make clones of himself by cutting off a part of himself and letting it grow, and another ability he gains is being able to control the stream of blood into slashing attacks and extend the blood's range to hit people at a farther distance. Now real world wise, this ability may seem grotesque, but giving someone the ability to fly and clone themselves is pretty cool in my opinion. Next up, we got the infamous Storm from the X-Men. As the name suggests, Storm can control the weather on a planetary level, frequently using wind and lightning attacks to harm her enemies. With this power, you can quite literally save the USA from most of its current problems. Firstly, all environmental issues will go away, such as the LA fires, hurricanes, and tsunamis. And with natural disasters killing people at thousands at a time, it's quite the issue. Another way you could probably help is with climate change, as our world is constantly being more carbonated than ever, and with all the cars we drive nowadays, it's getting crazy. By controlling, let's say, the air, you can quite literally make the air more breathable again, saving the earth from its own self-destruction. Another way you can help humanity is with generating energy, as windmills and solar power panels will now be way more efficient if the weather was always in its favor, and technically you could become a millionaire if you could sell your own. And let's say you are someone who shied away from your powers. Well, you'll still be able to sense changes in the weather, and you'll probably be one of the most accurate meteorologists of all time. But in all honesty, that's kind of a lame job. Now for some shorter and more diverse abilities, let's start off with being able to go Super Saiyan. And this ability isn't really too much besides looks, but hey, I still love it. Anyways, when a Saiyan goes Super Saiyan, it instantly gains a power boost in all stats and can no longer be compared to their base form, gaining newfound speed, strength, agility, and all the other typical physical attributes that you can envision one gaining. Mentally, your whole mind is now centered on the fight, and you become way more instinctive in all your actions. Overall, the ability isn't that cool, but I think it'd be tough in real life. You could generally boost all your physical stats when you want to do something, and probably look good for the HUDs too. Anyway though, I think signaling that shit might get a little too crazy, but who cares? For our last part, we gotta go back to the anime and JJK and look at our guy Toto's ability known as the Boogie Woogie. With this power, Toto can swap places with any object in his vision, and if I had this power, I don't think anyone would be able to lay a hand on me in real life, as being able to just move farther from you at a moment's notice will for sure drive an enemy crazy. Plus, this is the perfect power for jumping someone, so now the whole crew can get their hits in. Anyways, y'all, that's it for real. Appreciate you guys for subscribing and watching my videos. Hopefully this one does pretty good as the last one did too. Thank y'all so much. Also, shout out to Olama Sama, the YouTuber. I don't want to make it seem like I'm stealing content, bro. I fuck with your shit heavily, and hopefully I'm up with you one day. Anyway, y'all, enjoy y'all day, and stay safe.
Shorty bad, I can't have no one basic. Dressed like a wood, I'm gon' face it. When the guys at the spot is complacent, paid the bond, now I feel like an agent. 00, not a villain, but don't call me hero. Keep my ear to the streets like I'm Jiro. Hold his head.